Let's build a supervision contract. Quick disclaimer, this is not legal advice. This is just for general information purposes only. Make sure you seek guidance from your BCBA. Always ensure that everything is in alignment with laws and regulations, and seek legal counsel if you need to. First thing that we're going to do is visit the BACB website and open up the BCBA handbook. Once you're in the BCBA handbook, you're going to scroll down to the documentation of fieldwork section. Here they outline the requirements for a supervision contract, and they even have a sample that you can use to individualize. So we're going to use this sample. Section 1 of the supervision contract is simply outlining who's involved. The BACB sample has an example agreement between one trainee and one supervisor. If you're at an agency that has multiple supervisors, I like to add a line that stipulates that the agreement is between the trainee and all supervisors listed below. You have to make sure that your responsible supervisor or primary supervisor who's going to be signing off on your monthly documentation is listed. Section 2 is about the BACB. Now, the BACB does not include this part in their sample contract, but my mentors have always instilled in me that this is best practice to include. Here, you're going to include the most up-to-date BACB requirements in the contract, and I like to include a line that stipulates that the trainee and the supervisor are going to be responsible for staying up to date with the BACB requirements. So here in this section, you can really outline the maximum and minimum hours accrued per month. You can include the minimum percentage of supervision as required by the BACB, the ratio of group to individualized supervision, agreement to not count hours until the trainee starts their required coursework, no conflicts of interests between the supervisor and the trainee, what counts as restricted versus unrestricted, etc. Section 3 is supervisor requirements. Here you're going to outline all of the requirements for the supervisor. All supervisors need to have their 8-hour training completed, so you can include that here. And some states require behavior analysts to be licensed in order to provide supervision, so you can include that here if it's applicable to you as well. Section 4 is about finances. Now, like I've mentioned in my last Fieldwork Files video, I've never had a supervisee sign a financial contract in which they would have to pay back their hours to me if they left before a deadline. So this section is usually very short for me. My contracts usually stipulate that I agree to not accept any remuneration from the trainee, although some contracts might have your full financial agreement in this section. Section 5 is your trainee agreements. Here you're going to document all of the things that the trainee is responsible for. So I want you to consider things like maintaining confidentiality, keeping their fieldwork documentation up to date, any employment expectations like requirements to be full-time or expectations for accepting clients, any on-the-job expectations like attending any activities that cannot be counted towards hours. I also like to include a stipulation about collaboration with their university if their school has a practicum program. Section 6 is your supervisor agreements. Here you're going to document everything that the supervisor is responsible for, like maintaining their supervision qualification requirements, providing a minimum amount of supervision per month, signing off on monthly and final verification forms, provide